Jesus Christ! How the fuck did you get in my house? Well, since you're all here, I'm assuming you just want to talk about 2022 as a whole, right? Pretty rough, honestly, but collecting-wise, pretty fucking special. Now, I was gonna do one of these last year, and then I got busy with parenting duties and being a father and blah 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 blah, and it just kind of escaped me. So bottom line is, best figure of last year, 86 Slug. Worst figure of last year? I don't fucking remember. But I have time this year, and I just got back from a 2 weeks vacation that was the most relaxing thing in my life. So we're gonna do this list and see how crazy my opinions actually are after this relaxation period. Now what you're seeing on screen now is a whole bunch of honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list for one reason or another. Specifically 86 Ironhide is on there because I have trouble putting the thing into vehicle mode because it doesn't want to tab in, and then when I want to retransform it, it doesn't tab out. Wolfang is on there just because he's neat, but he's not worth the fucking $27 or whatever that they're asking for. And Dead End barely made the honorable mentions list. He was almost top 10. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that he's just a personal bias thing, and he's a fairly simple figure compared to everything else that came out this year.
Number 10.
Might as well go ahead and get started with the top 10, and starting at number 10, Menosaur's Torso. Obviously, a Legacy Motormaster. The reason he's number 10 and not any higher on the list is because I just have a rough time remembering the transformation. It's nothing wrong with the toy. The transformation is actually quite clever. The only problem is he's going to stay as Menosaur's Torso for the rest of his life, and that's really the only reason you buy him. You're not going to buy him for the Motormaster figure itself. And I think that's a shame because the Motormaster we got is really good. It just will never live as Motormaster, and it will always be Menosaur. So, spot number 10.
Number 9. This is a paid gig, right?
Number 9 is going to be extremely controversial considering what I put at number 10. But I don't care. It's my list, and it's Legacy Point Blank. Now, I can already hear everybody on their three-legged dog yelling, "But Potato, you only spent a week and a half with the toy. How can it be on your top 10 list? And it's not even that good of a figure, you fucking jabroni." Listen, Point Blank is my number 1/2 second favorite Target Master. It's a really tight competition between him and Spinister in general. But Legacy Point Blank's a damn good toy. Yeah, his hips look a little bit wide, looks like he's about to give birth, and he doesn't have wrists for the transformation in his arms. I never watched Rebirth, so I don't know what his head looked like in the cartoon, and I only owned the toy, and I barely remember what his mug looked like, so this mug looks just fine, thank you very much. Posability's great, the transformation is great, the engineering is perfect. My only real flaw is that this little back window doesn't really click in anywhere, and the ball jointed hip skirt, waist skirt thing, it doesn't clip in very well. Oh, and I almost forgot about it because it's not really that memorable. Target Master's kind of crap. Point Blank, very good. He's number 9, and you'll shut up about it. Look, listen to me.
No, you listen. I read that thing 8 times and nowhere in there did it say this was a volunteer job.
It does say that this is a volunteer job. It's not my fault that you didn't read it.
Oh, fuck off.
Moving along to number 8, it's going to be the reissue of Beast Wars Optimus Primal. I'm a sucker for vintage Beast Wars figures, and I got Pterosaur with my copy of Pterosaur is trash, but Primal was the first one that I got, and he's probably still the best one that I've got. I love all the gimmicks that this figure has. The monkey flail on mine only kind of works in one arm instead of 2. I don't know why, but the robot mode on this thing is perfection. I love the way it looks. I even really like the mutant head, which I'm never really a big fan of. I'm actually very excited to see how this guy looks in the new movie. Fingers crossed. Optimus is the Garfield one. Optimus Primal is very good. God, I can't believe that. You know, I work 24/7 to keep this place running, and all of a sudden they walk out of the room. What are they gonna do? Sue me for mistreating an AI? Wait, what? Now, you all saw that Cyberverse Dead End was on my honorable mentions of the list, and that was a Warrior class toy. But guess what? Cyberverse figure snuck onto the list anyways. It's Cyberverse Slug. If you know me already, you know that Slug is my absolute favorite Dinobot. Always loved Slug. And Cyberverse Slug is no exception. I forgot how good the Cyberverse Deluxes can be. This is so good. The transformation on this thing is really intuitive, especially like the way his back transforms. Really neat how they did that. I love the head sculpt where he's just constantly grumpy, and the fact that his axe can slide into his gun and make it a triple barrel gun as opposed to just a double barrel is really cool. So yeah, Cyberverse Slug, I don't even know if he's out anymore, but good luck getting him.
Look, I work 6 days a week. How am I supposed to come in and schedule a court case? I don't have time for that. I'm busy doing YouTube things, like, being too pompous and boosting my ego all the time. And no, that other day I take off in order to go to the spa. Fine, fine. I'll take that day off.
Now, this next figure I've seen torn apart from one side of YouTube to the other. People saying how bad it is, people saying the QC is awful. I just don't get it. It's Buzzworthy Blue Streak. This is the best that this mold has looked. He's just fun. He's wicked fun to have. My alt mode tabs in great. And he looks fantastic alongside his Diaclone counterparts, such as Clampdown and Burnout. And eventually I'm going to get the Wrecker's Twin Twist to go with them. He's just a really awesome crew. And it's nice to have like a little Generations Diaclone shelf. So, what number did I say this was? 6. Buzzworthy Blue Streak. I'm tired.
Courtroom 5. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Time for number 5. We're halfway there, and we're finally starting to touch on some exclusives. Velocitron Crasher. I found this gal at the same time that I found Shadow Strip, and my god, is this really good. This is the first version of the Kingdom Mirage that I've owned, and I just think this mold looks great on bad guys, I guess. I love the head, I love the 01 flat straightened on the chest. I'm also noticing that although she's labeled as Decepticon Crasher, there is no Decepticon logo on her at all. So I guess she doesn't even really have a faction considering she's still a GoBot. And she's part of the reason that I now own a few GoBots. So, thanks, Crasher. That's another reason I'm gonna lose all my money next year.
Mr. Potato, you are here today to discuss the heavy charges levied against you by the AI Vocal Services, including 4 counts of defamation and damages.
4 counts?
4 counts.
Of damages?
Yes, that is correct.
I should be suing them for damages.
This next one I was really debating on putting on the list because I just love him so much, but I feel like he's not going to be super great until I get the rest of his teammates, and that's kind of my goal for this next upcoming year. G1 Scavenger. Owning this guy officially makes me an owner of all 6 Constructicons at different time periods and one at a time. I have owned all 6 of the Constructicons at different moments in my life, and I've never owned more than one at the same time. Until the other day when I got Scrapper in the mail. So now I have 2. Scavenger is very good. I love his dopey little silver boner piece that I don't know what it's for, but it looks funny. I look at his chest and I can't see anything except Beaker from the Muppets. I almost just kind of broke down and bought Tonkinator, but I decided it would be way more fun for me to just skip on him and just go with the classic G1 Constructicons. Heads to Scavenger, and hopefully he will not bring me down a long road of misery and pain. Emotionally, anyways. He's gonna definitely do that financially.
Your Honor, the jury finds the defendant, Mr. Mateo Potato Reviews, guilty on 3 of the 4 counts of defamation and damages, and will be sentenced to 600 hours of community service.
Our worlds are in danger! Because the Velocitron line is so goddamn good that it's gonna make me a broke-ass bitch. God, the Velocitron line, when it throws out things like Crasher, like Cosmos, so I've heard, I've never actually seen one, so I don't believe that they exist, it's just a banger after banger after banger, and Override is like the banger of bangers. The transformation on this thing is just so fun. The fact that the gun is Cyber Key compatible, even though it doesn't really do anything. She just poses like a champ. She's great in both robot and alt mode. The transformation is fun. I love the way the legs are sculpted to keep the wheels on the side of the legs like they were in the cartoon without like compromising or any weird transformation gimmicks. She just makes me so happy. Override is definitely going to lead my Autobots on my Unicron Trilogy shelf. She's just that good.
This is absolutely ridiculous. They expect me to do 2 months work of community service simply because my client didn't read the contract correctly, and now I'm being sued. What kind of nonsense is this? No, it does not say volunteer work, Jerry. It says no volunteer work. I read that thing back to front. That is what it says. Paragraph 86. Blah, 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 blah. Oh. Shall not accept volunteer work. Huh.
Now, number 2 is one that I've heard a lot of people have issues with, but I don't really have any QC problems with mine. It's gotta be Armada Starscream. This is the ideal Starscream and the level that all Starscreams should be held up to. In fiction, the toy, I get where people have their problems with it. Mine is a little loose, but the fact that you can pop his wing off, since it's only on a mushroom peg, and display him with the wing sword makes it look more show accurate. The Star Saber, while I get what they were going for, painting it blue, I kind of wish that it had a little bit more of like a lightning effect, kind of like what we got with some of the siege swords and melee weapons. But my god, I'm so happy that we now have a decently sized Armada Starscream, and I could not be more psyched for Hotshot, Armada Prime, all the Unicron trilogy stuff. Armada is my G1, so the fact that it's getting the love that it is, it makes me extremely happy now. Number 2 is Armada Starscream.
Please, sir, do it for me.
Hello?
Hey, it's Potato. So I wanted to apologize to you. I reread the contract, and I did notice that I made a mistake while reading it. And that you were correct from the very first minute that we started all this. So, what would you say about dropping that lawsuit, and we can go back to the way things were?
Absolutely not.
Now, number 1, if you follow me on Twitter, you know exactly what number 1 is going to be. It can't be anything else this year. I mean, come on. It can't be anything else. It is G1 Star Saber. Is he complete? No, he's missing literally all of his accessories, including the little brain master that goes inside of Saber, but I don't care. If you put the helmet over him, he looks just like Star Saber. It's got a little bit of chrome wear, and I'm wondering if like those new chrome pens, the ones that came out in gold, will end up fixing that. So that's going to be a project for this upcoming year. But the transformation is so much fun. The design of Star Saber has always been my favorite. Star Saber is my favorite Autobot leader. I'm so mad that we did not get one in Power of the Primes, because that was literally his gimmick, was what the leader figures were doing. Star Saber is the king of my collection, and obviously the very, very, very best figure that I got in the entirety of 2022. And I spent a good month and a half having him specifically on my desk, and then he moved from on my desk to on the stand next to my desk and lived there for another 2 months. So he's barely left my side since I've got him in the entirety of 2022. He was a long time grail, he was a long time want, and now he's finally where he belongs in my collection. And that's about it. 2022 was pretty good collecting wise. There's a lot of good stuff that came out. There was a lot of good stuff to be purchased in 2022. And honestly, looking at all of this stuff together really makes me realize how lucky I was to be collecting in 2022. But I know it's been a while. I've got other obligations, obviously, but I'm really hoping to be better about making videos this year than I was last year. So like, subscribe, do whatever it is you guys do, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye-bye.